if you're trying to change your life, change your reality through manifestation, and maybe life hasn't changed exactly the way you were hoping, maybe it's because the manifestation itself isn't here yet, or at least you think it's not here yet. If you're feeling frustrated with your 3D reality, or if you're just feeling like being judged and hearing a really awesome information about conscious manifestation, then this is the video for you, my friend. Hello, my fellow flawless, limitless, sexy, sassy, saucy HBICs. How are you on this lovely morning, afternoon, or evening? How are you all? I hope you're all doing fabulous. I hope you're all choosing to be the versions of yourself that have exactly what you want. I hope that's what every single one of you are doing. To those of you that joined me on my Salem, Massachusetts live stream, thank you so much for being there. Thank you for coming on vacation with me. It was a good live stream. It was short, but it was a good live stream. And I just want to say my whole trip, the whole me being in Salem was a manifestation. It's something that I have wanted to experience for quite some time, to be honest, quite some time. But I was adamant that I didn't want to go alone. I didn't want to go alone. I wanted to go with a boyfriend. That was the true desire. And I can now say that I have had that experience, and it was lovely. It was short, but it was lovely enough to where we are definitely going back and bringing my baby girl right here with us. That's the intention. So when that fully is experienced, I will bring you guys along with that. But I just wanted to share, it was a success story. Now, let's get into when we're dying to change 3D reality, when we want things to change, when we maybe are even feeling frustrated with the self that we currently are. And this is a conversation that began in my Advanced Manifestors, my VIP channel membership group today. Now, quite frankly, what we're going to discuss is something that is homework for next week. But we're going to talk a little bit about that now because it touches on why you might feel frustrated, why you might not be seeing or experiencing the results you prefer in reality. Let me say this. Man fails to do the works of Jesus Christ because he attempts to accomplish them from his present level of consciousness. You will never transcend your present accomplishments through sacrifice and struggle. Your present level of consciousness will only be transcended as you drop the present state and rise to a higher level. You rise to a higher level of consciousness by taking your attention away from your present limitations and placing it upon that which you desire to be. Do not attempt this in daydreaming or wishful thinking, but in a positive manner. Claim yourself to be the thing desired. I am that. No sacrifice, no diet, no human tricks. All that is asked of you is to accept your desire. If you dare claim it, you will express it. Now let's Kim some of that down. A lot of us, when we are first discovering conscious manifestation, we get excited to hear, oh my God, I really can experience whatever I want. I really can manifest a specific person, a relationship. I can manifest money, health, change of appearance, a new job, a new car, a house. I can manifest all those things. I can actually have the life I want. Yeah. But we don't get there by trying to fix ourselves from our current present level of consciousness. Another way of saying that would be the current version of ourselves, or our current state of consciousness. You see, we can't fix other versions of ourselves or other states of consciousness from another state of consciousness. Don't go too logical there for a minute. The reason why he's wording it as we need to transcend it, is because when we move from state to state, and we are moving from state to state constantly throughout our day, but we do land and come back to a dwelling state or a more familiar state. And even the dwelling state is also not able to fix the new state. Now, we're going to refer to the new state as the state of consciousness where you are aware of being the version of you who has the desire, who has exactly what you want. You don't fix an old state of consciousness. So let's break it down. I'm sure, especially if you watched any of my earlier content, you would hear the talk of we need to change our beliefs. Change the beliefs, change reality. Now that still remains as true. But the difference is a deeper understanding that you're not really changing the belief. You're just shifting your awareness or shifting your state of consciousness. That's all you're doing. So I think that some of us can get a little bit too logical and really, really nervous, anxious about our own subconscious mind. Like, oh my God, I don't see my manifestation. We'll use a specific person example. I have not manifested the loving, fulfilling, committed relationship that I started the journey manifesting. I don't have it yet. I'm not really in a relationship right now. I'm experiencing nothing in reality. Or maybe, worse, let's say that maybe you found out something you didn't love that's happening with your specific person. Maybe there's a third party. Maybe they have just come out and said, I don't want the relationship. So maybe you've experienced something the opposite. So in fact, I'm experiencing something that is the opposite. So therefore, that tells me, based on the feedback of 3D reality, that I must be this version of myself. So there must be limiting beliefs. I must fix them. I must get them out of my subconscious mind so I can change my concept of self and then manifest what I want. Now, I know I was kind of talking in a silly voice when I was saying all that, and because at one time I really believed everything I just said to you. I really believed that. Not understanding that I already am every possible version of myself. Literally, all there is, every possible out of the infinite possible versions of myself, they're all within me. I am already in constant contact with all. So what does that equate to? That equates to I'm already perfect. I'm already whole. I'm already complete. If there's infinite versions of me, there's clearly a version of me who doesn't have the limited belief that I'm afraid, as this version, afraid of having. And by this version, I mean the version of myself when I first started my journey. So that level of thinking, oh my gosh, we're going to pretend it's the not good enough belief. Oh my gosh, I still have the not good enough belief. That's why this is happening in my reality. It's still here. No. You might be embodying, or you might be aware of being that current version of yourself who believes that they have this limiting belief. But guess what? We don't fix this version of ourselves. We don't fix her. We don't fix this state of consciousness. We transcend it. We leave it. We become aware of being a different version of ourselves. So there's never been anything to fix. There's never been anything to do other than what? Become aware of being the self we want to be. And when Neville mentions, do not attempt this in daydreaming or wishful thinking, he's not saying that daydreaming and wishful thinking are bad things. He's saying if you have the belief that all you're doing is daydreaming or wishful thinking versus claiming, knowing yourself to be whoever you choose to be, or in other words, instead of decreeing I am, fill in the blank, You still have the belief that it's just playful, wishful thinking. It's not real. It's just daydreaming. He's saying, no. We have to decide that that's not what that thinking is anymore. That none of it is daydreaming or wishful thinking. It's all utilizing the imagination, because technically it is. And it always was. But in our early years, we were taught it was just wishful thinking. We were taught it's just daydreaming. None of that is true. That's what he's referring to. So I don't want anybody to hear that and panic like, oh my God, was I only just daydreaming? Was I only wishful thinking? No. Throw that whole idea out. All that is asked of you is to accept your desire, to accept yourself as being the self that has the desire, the you've always wanted to be. The works are finished. All that is required of you to let these qualities into expression is the claim, I am that. Claim yourself to be that which you desire to be, and that you shall be. Expressions follow the impressions. So expressions, which shows up in 3D reality, follow the impressions. They do not precede them. Proof that you are will follow the claim that you are. It will not precede it. And that is for anybody that is still waiting for 3D reality to change before you will claim to be a version of yourself. So if you're manifesting a specific person and you're still looking at reality as, it's not here yet, it hasn't manifested yet, I haven't had any movement yet, I haven't had any contact with my specific person, so I am that version of myself. I am the version of myself that hasn't had any movement. I am the version of myself that still feels like nothing's happening. That's what you're claiming. So that's why, that's what is being expressed. Now, granted, for those of you out there who don't think that way, and maybe you're not seeing any evidence of the 3D, what is your perception of reality? That's what matters. If you're viewing reality as everything that's happening is the perfect unfolding, I don't got anything to worry about, I am this version of myself, you're fine. You're not who this message is for. So the proof that you are this version of yourself, the version of you that has the desire, that comes after you claim. You claim it. Or you could look at it as before you become aware. So when you become aware of being the version of yourself that has the desire, then you see it expressed in reality. Leave all and follow me is a double invitation to you. First, it invites you to turn completely away from all problems, and then it calls upon you to continue walking in the claim that you are that which you desire to be. Do not be a Lot's wife who looks back and becomes salted, Genesis 19, or preserved in the dead past. Be a Lot who does not look back, but who keeps his vision focused upon the promised land, the thing desired. If you have no idea what I'm talking about by talking about Lot's wife, this is coming from the Bible, right? Lot was headed for the promised land. Lot kept his eyes forward like he was told to do. But Lot's wife didn't listen. Lot's wife said, well, no, fuck it. I'm going to miss everything. I'm going to miss everybody. And turned around and worried about the past. Worried about where she was leaving. And she immediately became salted, became stone. She got left. That's what a lot of us do. If you really, really own it, that's what a lot of you do. And how do I know that so unequivocally? Because I used to do it too. I found it, especially in my early days, I found it so hard to not keep, we're going to call the 3D is like looking back, to not keep looking out here in the 3D. I constantly looked. And I constantly then knew I shouldn't be doing it, or better yet, I shouldn't be judging my 3D. It's not the looking out here that's the problem. It's the giving it a meaning that isn't exactly favorable to ourselves. It's understanding that I can look out to reality and let it be. And let it be. You see, all of this is to show you that the master magician is already inside of you. Do this and you will know that you have found the master magician, making the unseen the seen through the command, I am that. You see, this is just another fun little Manifesting with Kimberly reminder of you are consciousness. You are God. You are much more than this avatar meat suit. You see, we all inherently start this journey believing we are just this human, right? When I started, I was just Kimberly. And then because I thought I wasn't experiencing enough, spiritually, emotionally riveting, experiences, that I must not be good enough at this because I'm not having millions of holier than thou ascension experiences. No, for a lot of the time I felt like I'm Kimberly. I just feel like me. I just feel like myself. And I think some of you also judge yourselves based off that because you're not feeling so magical sometimes. You kind of feel just like your normal self. See, that's the beauty of this. And this is what gets mixed up in the messages of this community, as you are already perfect and whole and complete, but you're also here to have the human experience. So it's okay when you feel kind of just like yourself, but you notice your own natural evolution. You're noticing that you're not really reacting to things the way you used to. You're not staying upset about things as long as you used to. You're moving along just fine. It's good enough. Doesn't always feel like it's good enough, but it is, because you're God. You're already God. You're already amazingly perfect. You already have the master magician's words to use to change your life. And it's simply, I am, fill in that blank. Who are you? Who do you really want to be? So who do you claim yourself to be? If you're manifesting a specific person, then you want to claim yourself as being, I am. The version of myself in a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship. That was my go-to. Consciousness precedes all manifestations and is the prop upon which all manifestation rests. To remove the manifestations, all that is required of you, the conceiver, is to take your attention away from the conception. Instead of out of sight, out of mind, it really is out of mind, out of sight. You see, when we want to change reality, when we want a circumstance to go away, when we want to manifest something specifically, remember what you're experiencing in reality around you is what? The expression of your own consciousness. So when we keep giving things our inherent attention and worry about them and judge them and put labels on them, what are we doing? Well, we're keeping that thing alive. We're continuing to agree. There is a subtle difference between I can know something exists and it's not a big deal that I know it exists. It's okay, but I can still be any version of myself that I want to be. I can be aware that, I didn't get a text message or a call from my specific person today, but that doesn't change who I am. Because I'm still decreeing, I'm still claiming that I am who I say I am. I am that I am. Lots of I ams. Lots and lots of I ams. I know it gets confusing. You putting the focus on the you want to be is all you ever need to do to change your reality. Stop giving life to problems. Stop defending your problems. Stop trying to keep them around. When your specific person isn't changing, you got to ask yourself inherently, what does that make you feel about yourself? What does that make you believe about yourself? Whom do you say that I am? This is not a question asked 2,000 years ago. It is the eternal question addressed to the manifestation by the conceiver. It is your true self, your awareness of being, asking you its present conception of itself. Who do you believe your awareness to be? This answer can be defined only within yourself, regardless of the influence of another. I am. Your true self is not interested in man's opinion. All its interest lies in your conviction of yourself. What do you say of the I am within you? Can you answer and say, I am Christ? Your answer or degree of understanding will determine the place you will occupy in life. Do you say or believe yourself to be a man of a certain family, race, nation, etc.? Do you honestly believe this of yourself? Then life, your true self, will cause these conceptions to appear in your world, and you will live with them as though they are real. I am the door. I am the way. I am the resurrection and the life. No man or manifestation cometh unto my Father save by me. The I am, your consciousness, is the only door through which anything can pass into your world. Stop looking for signs. Signs follow. They do not proceed. Begin to reverse the statement. Seeing is believing. To believing is seeing. Start now to believe, not with the wavering confidence based on deceptive external evidence, but with an undaunted confidence based on the immutable law that you can be that which you desire to be. You will find that you are not a victim of fate, but a victim of faith, your own. Listen, what is he saying? What you believe about yourself, who you believe you are, your present conception of yourself, that is determining what you experience out in reality. Not 3D circumstances. This is why I say, really doesn't matter what's happening in 3D reality right now. If it's not what you want, if you're not loving it, you check in with your own self. And who are you really walking around from moment to moment believing you are? If it's not the version of yourself that has the thing desired, well, then who the hell are you? Who are you? Because sincerely, the only thing that ever matters is your I am awareness. Your God walking around in a meat suit, and you get the glory of changing the outfits of this meat suit. You change its outfits from moment to moment. Those outfits are deciding which self you are. So if you're wanting a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship with your specific person, for this video, we're going to say that's the purple outfit. But if you really are walking around with a yellow outfit on, but you really want to be wearing that purple outfit, but you're walking around in the yellow outfit, deciding nothing's happening, nothing's changing. I haven't heard from my specific person. It's been such and such amount of time since I last heard from them. You're wearing neon yellow. You're nowhere near purple. Purple is the outfit of choice to be in a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship, as per this video. So we have to bring our awareness. Okay, our awareness is our own internal flashlight. And we shine that flashlight on all the different colored outfits. All those outfits equal versions of yourself. Bring the highlight over to the purple outfit, snatch that off the rack and get it on. And start walking around decreeing. Whether it's up here or out your mouth, decreeing that you are this version of self. I am the version of self in a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship. That is who I am. The power of those words. It's not just a mere affirmation. It is your own personal God speak. It's the sword that you're carrying. I am cuts through anything, any limitation, any condition, any flaw will be knocked down with the power of the I am. But you got to know yourself as that power holder. You can watch video after video after video, but if you're still walking around with the yellow highlighter suit on, you got to understand why reality might not be looking any different, or why you're not happy with reality. You're not allowing yourself to be. You're holding yourself hostage in the yellow suit. You've got to be the one to take the yellow suit off. How do you do it? I think by now we know. Is to start knowing yourself as the self you want to be. So sit yourself down, quiet the mind, shut the technology off, and observe. And as you are observing thoughts that are going by, you observe them so that you can plainly see that they're not yours. They're not the true self. They're just choices swimming by the screen. And then from that moment, see yourself or say to yourself, I am blah, blah, blah. I am a multimillionaire. That is who I am. I am the version of self in a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship. That's who I am. I am the version of self that knows what feeling chosen or being chosen, being loved, being chased, pursued. That's who I am. I get to experience that. I finally am experiencing what it feels like to have my specific person go all in on the relationship. They want me and only me. I'm finally experiencing what that is like. That's who I am, or that is my normal. I am that I am. And it's your whole essence that knows that. It's not just words. Your whole being clicks in. And your beingness is all there is. But you've probably had your awareness in places that weren't so favorable. Only you can decide to shift the awareness, to start highlighting somewhere else within consciousness. It's so simple. It's so simplistic. But we make it harder with overanalyzing, judging ourselves, and slapping conditions on shit. Drop the judgment. Drop the limits. Know yourself as God and choose who you are. That's how we change reality. That's how we do it quickly. Might not always feel comfortable, but that's how we do it, because we are not our feelings and emotions and thoughts. Those are just experiences of our avatar, of our not so true self. So on that note, I'll see you tomorrow.